Hello, hello, hello. We are casting some Pokemon today. First game I'm going to cast will be this one. Let's do this one. Never mind. They are still sleeping up. So let's go this one. Alright, let's do this. We got round one starting. Yeah! Hello! It's me! Bam! Round one. We are seeing currently seeing Lugia versus Cloth. Alright, let's start this commentary. I'm very excited to commentate over my first TCG tournament. We're doing Lugia vs. Cloth here. For the sake of privacy, I have muted the Discord audio. We'll see what our players can do here. Looks like Lugia has mulliganed. Cloth gets an extra card. I think it's very interesting here that Cloth is choosing to go first instead of getting that turn 1 donk. Or potential turn 1 attack off. I think going first is pretty good. Going first will give you time to set up and prevent Lugia from setting up as well. Looks like Lugia did find a basic Pokemon, but if I was seeing things correctly, it does look like it's a Radiant Charizard start, which is not ideal. Alright, let's see our players get into it. Let's see it. Electrode start from Cloth and a draw for turn. Let's see what they can do here. Can't quite make out some of the cards in their hand. Cameras are bugging out for me. But, looks like a Hisuian Sneasler bench. Hisuian Sneasler will allow them to do an extra 2 damage counters off the poison. Benching Cloth and Brute Bonnet. Alright. Ultra Balling away Clap Stadium and Electro. This might indicate that they're not going for a Squawk play, but, who knows? They could just believe that they can find another Squawk. Getting a Doof here. Yep. And once again, discarding the Collapse Stadium kind of just indicates that they're not going to go for the Squawk play. They could also just have Squawkabilly in hand and I just don't know about it. Or they could have Nestball to find Squawkabilly. I don't think they'll need the Squawkabilly, it looks like, so looks like they're just passing. Draw for turn. It looks like the draw for turn is a Water Energy. Looks like a lot of energy in the hand, but double chops and a research. And a Lugia V-Star, which is kind of unfortunate, but So looks like we're gonna research away a jet energy, a water, and a lightning. So that means no Iron Hands this game. Doesn't look like there's a Lugia here, so we gotta pray that this Capturing Roma hits a Tails. That's a heads! We're not getting a Lugia V. This is not looking particularly great. Next turn, if the Cloth player can go Poison and then go the Spicy Curry, they could just donk this Radiant Zard for game. Here's hoping there's another way to find a basic, otherwise it might not be looking good. They're going to Vessel away the Archeops, makes a lot of sense, thinning the deck of a third Archeops. I guess we gotta play to our outs here. Yeah, whiffing the Lugia V seems really, really unlikely, but it looks like it just happened. We could have a game here. Alright, it is Cloth player's turn. The draw for turn. Multiplying DTE and a rope. Probably a get the Bibarel, if I were to assume, thinning the hand down a little bit, so then you can draw. Yep, grabs the Galarian Gallery Bibarel. Using that awesome Industrious Incisors to draw up to 5 cards in your hand. All the Cloth player needs is an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule and a Spicy Curry, so they could just have the donk here. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to turn off the bid for 5. Here we go. Off 5 cards. We need to see a Town Store. Arvin, there it is. Arvin gets the Spicy Seasoned Curry and the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, and it's GG's. Lugia got donked. So there's the burn, and then there's the attachment for turn, or the attachment of the tool onto the bonnet. Poison, the active, does 200 damage for 0 energy using Electrode V. And donk on the Lugia. The choice to go first did end up paying off, so good stuff from our players there. Alright. There it is. There is our first game done, with Cloth taking the W. Gonna hide that real quick. Very interesting first game, indeed. Now we're just gotta wait up on the other players to finish. And now I guess I can show you guys the round pairings and who we're still waiting on. I believe Watch Party should work, hopefully. There it is. So, Cloth won this game. Let's see. They have checked in, and they are starting their games now. Got their deck list right here. So our friend Liam here is playing Origin Form Palkia with Kyurem VMAX. That is spicy. Airful is playing Iron Valiant and Urshifu with a Mimikyu teched in there. I like that. That's really interesting. Okay, okay. We've got some spicy technology here. Let's see. We saw Nate play Lugia and Peter play Cloth. Let's see what Meme Queen is running here. Meme Queen is running Cloth as well. Looks like we got 2 Cloths in tonight's tournament. And Dabura is playing Lawson Gudra. We love to see the goo. That's very cool. Yeah. Hell yeah. I hope Lawson Goo does its job. Like, this is sick. Goo into Cloth should be a pretty decent matchup, so for the Goo. So hopefully Goo takes off here. And now we got Tharani and Midshape. Tharani is playing Miraidon EX. And it is the Peony build. So we're going fast. We are going real fast. Got the VIP pass, got the double Miraidons and Peonies, yep. Very turbo Miraidon. Lastly, we've got Midshape, who is playing Gimmighoul with Palkia. Also very cool. So we got a great lineup of Pokemon tonight. This is very awesome. And this is the metagame breakdown. Looks like 1 Miraidon, 1 Lugia, 1 Palkia, 1 Goldango, 1 Lawson Gudra, which is just so cool, man. 1 Iron Valiant Urshifu, which is also a very cool deck. And then 2 Cloths. Alright. And now we kind of just wait until the rest of the rounds are done. Very, very interesting game. Very interesting round for sure. Oh, womp womp, yeah. That's unfortunate because, man, I chose your stream match because I thought that was going to be a good match between Lugia and Cloth, but that was unfortunate to see the Cloth donk Charizard. Starting Zard feels so bad. Oh, you're playing again for fun? Oh, yo! Wait. We're gonna cast the friendly match. Hold up. Let's cast this friendly match here. Oh, home started. Oh no! Bro started the Iron Hands. This is tragic. Alright, let's see what they can do here. So it looks like double Cloth start Nest Ball and Hisuian Sneasler. Alright, so we got the Electro, the 4 Seal Stone, using 4 Seal Stone right off the rip. Though I did not see what the Lugia player had. We're gonna see what Cloth rips off here. Got the Bidoof. And the bonnet. Okay, so they ripped a VIP pass off the Seal Stone. That makes a lot of sense. You do want to get your board state all wide, get situated, play the Bidoof down turn 1 so that you can evolve into Bibarel turn 2, start drawing cards, play out your hand, etc. Find your double turbos because you run 4, but those are your only 4 energies in the deck, so they are going to be kind of tricky to find. And a pass of the turn. Let's see what our Lugia player can cook up here. Looks like we got a great ball looking at the top. 7 cards. Grab any Pokemon you find there and put it into your hand. And we found a Mew EX. And it looks like before we shuffle up, we're probably going to play out this Capturing Aroma here. Grabbing another Pokemon here. Better be a Tails though, because we're going to need to get this Lugia out. It was a Heads, so we're finding an evolution Pokemon. Could be Archeops, probably thin out an Archeops. Makes a lot of sense to thin out the Archeops and then maybe do something like Ultra Ball into a Lugia if the Ultra Ball is in hand, which it looks like it might be. So think about the Ultra Ball. So we're going to Ultra Ball away the Chops, and we got to choose one more card, and it's looking like an Earthen Vessel? Thinking about it. Looks like the commitment's there. We're going to Ultra Ball away an Archeops and an Earthen Vessel. Probably to grab the Lugia here. Makes a lot of sense to grab the Lugia in this right now. Could be eyeing up the Dunsparce as well, because the Iron Hands is weak to Cloth, and Cloth can one-shot Iron Hands, which is not great. But it looks like the choice is going to be Lugia. We're benching the Mew. We're attaching Double Turbo for turn, and now we are shuffling up. Looks like there are 2 cards left in the hand, which means you can use Restart to draw 1 card. Looks like we've got the triple cut, not just a single cut. Restart for 1. Couldn't quite make out what that was. Might have been a research? Considering the research here, I think. Yep, it was a research. Researching away a Lugia V-Star, and couldn't quite make out what the other card was, but that's okay. Oh my goodness. My Discord is bugging out. It looks like it was a Heads flip on the dice roll, so we're grabbing a Lugia V-Star off that. Oh, there we go. don't want to be cheating here. And it looks like we are passing the turn with 7 cards in hand. Looks like we're gonna hit him with the Industrious Incisors for 2. We do need Double Turbo here, or some kind of way to switch. We also need the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule to be able to use either Cloth or the Electro to attack. Looks like they're checking for the HP. Iron Hands has 230 HP. Cloth might be bricking a little bit here. Could just be a pass of the turn. Well, they did have Ultra Ball. They're Ultra Balling away VIP Pass and Escape Rope. Yeah, that's probably fine. Thinning the deck out of a Squawkabilly. Interestingly enough, Escape Rope here doesn't actually matter because Lugia will just push up the Mew anyway. Push up Mew, and then you try to figure out what you want to do on your turn. Pushing up Mew also forces your opponent to have the Spicy Seasoned Curry and the Arven, or things like that, to find things like the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule and the Spicy Seasoned Curry. But it looks like Iono is going to get played instead, so no Arven, but Iono. Which is unfortunate for our Lugia player, because they did just use the Capturing Aroma to find Lugia V-Star. So now that Lugia V-Star is at the bottom, which could spell trouble. Lugia V-Star drawing into a bunch of energies, but 2 Capturing Aromas, so there is a chance, there is hope to find Lugia V-Star and start popping off, but we'll see what our Cloth player does here off the top 6 cards. Looking like an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule attachment. So Cloth might be live if they have the double turbo, but if not, we could be seeing a pass of the turn. Looks like they are thinking pretty hard about this turn. Looking like they might just not have it this turn. Whiffing the DTE off of 2 cards from the Bibarel and 6 off the Iono, so they whiffed 8 cards, looking like a pass for turn. They found the Burnett! This is massive! Discarding and double chops, thinning out the deck just a little bit more. Before they shuffle up, they gotta play this Capturing Aroma. It has to hit a heads to get the Lugia V-Star, and they did! They are getting that Lugia V-Star right now. Yep, V-Star power, Summoning Star brings out the double chops from the discard pile. Looking like a very strong board state. Though the Mew EX there is taking up a bench space from something like a Dunsparce, which could take away the weakness from Snorlax or Iron Hands. So, without a way to get rid of this Mew, it might be kind of tough to maintain a lead here. But we'll see what the Lugia player decides here. Should be Gift Energy as well. I think Gift Energy would make a lot of sense here on the Iron Hands, because Iron Hands can get one shot by a Cloth pretty free. Interestingly, chooses the double turbo, which now does not KO the Cloth, because Iron Hands will now be doing 100 damage instead of 120 damage. 120 damage does KO Cloth, but now they're doing 100. Looks like the other chops is powering up the Lugia V-Star. It did have to be the double turbo if they wanted to attack with Iron Hands this turn, though, so since there's only one light, go. Two matches have been completed. Let's get an update for our matches so far. Looking like Thrani taking the W with Miraidon over Goldango EX. So we're gonna see a Cloth, a Miraidon in the next rounds here. Interesting, interesting. Got 2 games left that we're waiting on and 8 minutes left in the round. So let's head back to this game and talk about this game a little bit more. Looking like the retreat into Lugia V-Star makes a lot of sense here. Don't want to be able to give 3 prizes away. Could just be a Tempest Dive here for a KO. And... oh, I must have missed something. Pushing Electrode here. Pushing a 2-prizer up. Makes a little bit of sense here. Researching away a Brute Bonnet and a Bidoof. We did play the Spicy Seasoned Curry, so now the Electrode is burned. And now you can also poison it to do 200 damage to this Lugia, making it a little bit easier for that Cloth to KO. Though that Electrode will be taking 3 damage counters, making it a easy knockout for the Lugia player. But the Lugia player is also probably going to take some poison damage from the Hisuian Sneasler. It'll be taking 3 damage counters, actually, because of the Hisuian Sneasler. 200 plus 3 damage counters will be 230 on that Lugia V-Star at the end of the turn. So we'll have to see what they brew up here. Looking like Town Store for Forest Sealstone. Probably playing the Forest Sealstone right now. That V-Star marker is flipped over. Oh, it's an attachment onto the Hisuian Sneasler to thin it out of the hand. Yep, makes a lot of sense to me. Like 200 damage to me because of that V-Guard energy on the Lugia. Yep. And now we're drawing for turn. We're in a great ball here. Lugia player definitely needs to find some backup attackers because right now it's not looking too pretty. We do see the Luminion off the Great Ball, but we're probably looking for something like a second Lugia, or even a Snorlax would probably be pretty good here, because you want to push a 1-prizer, try to trade off with the 1-prizer into a 2-prizer. But yeah, pretty tough situation for the Lugia player to figure out here. I'm not quite sure what else is in their hand, but let's see what they can brew up here. It will be the Lugia. Grabbing that Luminion here doesn't make a ton of sense because you probably don't want any supporters right now, and also you need that last bench spot for another attacker, so you gotta start prepping another Lugia here. Makes a lot of sense to me. Could also be thinning out the Lugia to find another attacker, but I think setting up a second Lugia as an attacker here is probably going to be really, really good, because you want your big guys to tank some hits from the Electrodes and the Cloths, for sure. So, starting the Iron Hands EX is also not ideal, but we shall see what the Lugia player decides to do here. Looks like all of the matches have concluded. We'll be pairing our rounds shortly. Looks like Liam, our Palkia player, has won their round, and Goodra, as I predicted into the Cloth matchup, Goodra would have won theirs. So, with that being said, I think it is time to end the round. and pair the next round of players. There we go. The next round has started. There's 5 minutes check-in. Looks like our players are still playing, but I'm sure they'll realize soon that the pairings are now up. I'm gonna hide the Discord real quick and let everybody know that pairings are now up. Players, your round 2 pairings are up. Alright everybody, your round 2 pairings are up. Let's see. I think we got a real interesting game here. We got Palkia versus Cloth. We got Miraidon versus Gudra. We got Lugia versus Rapid Strike and Iron Valiant. And we got Cloth versus Goldango. I think we'll move everybody into their tables here. And then Liam is paired with Peter. And then Joseph is paired with them. Let me turn on my Discord audio because I cannot currently hear them. Polymixer. Yo. Alright, yep. So you guys will be at the last tables then, alright? Let me drag you guys in there. Hiya. And hiya. There we go. Everybody is now paired up. Let's do it. Let's stream the next round. I think the next match we're going to show off is... I think let's get Palkia in here. So... let's stream this match. Actually, Cloth was just on stream, but I think the Cloth Palkia matchup is so sick. We're gonna stream the Miraidon versus Gudra matchup. Let's see it. And Kerblam. This would be round 2. There we go. This should be a very interesting matchup. I believe Lawson Gudra has a pretty decent matchup into Miraidon if it can set up, but this Miraidon is Turbo Miraidon, so we could be seeing Penny into Iron Hands, or not Penny, Peony into Iron Hands, and we could see an Ampy very much turn 1, so let's see what happens here. Gonna make sure I am muted in the Discord so that they cannot hear me. And indeed we are. Looks like Miraidon player has a basic Pokemon. We got the fist bump to start the game. Good sports. Let's go. We love to see that. And we're flipping over. Looking like Lawson Gudra is going first. The top deck for the VIP pass. Interesting. Looking like we're going to flower select first, though. Lost Zone's a Comfy. There is one in the Lost Zone. I believe now is perfectly a good time to VIP pass. Look, we also slammed down the Spiritomb. Spiritomb very, very good into the Miraidon matchup. Raikou can't draw any cards off that, which is good. Slam down that Spiritomb even. We're gonna find the Greninja and the Comfy here. Not sure what else is in the Goodra player's hands, but that other Greninja could have very well have been a Goodra. I think we want to set up the Goodra first, so we'll see if that ends up being a misplay or not. So we'll concealed cards here. Looking like there's also an Ultra Ball in the hands. Oh, and we found the VIP pass! VIP pass surely to grab double Goodra here. Must be double Goodra. Though there is a line where if you just go single Goodra, you deter them from playing that Iron Hands, and then you can continue building your Lost Zone. Because if you go single Goodra, you kind of bait them into wanting to knock out the Goodra, and instead of Peony, they have to go for the boss KO play. So, very interesting. You could go double Goodra. I think going single Goodra would have been fine here too. Single Goodra and a second Comfy would have been pretty good. Playing the rope. But double Goodra here is perfectly fine. Looking like we're giving up our Mirage Gate. For a Goodra V-Star, it looks like. We're going to get the attachment for turn, and I think we're passing. Miraidon's turn. Can't quite make out what's in their hand, but I think I saw 2 energies and an Iron Hands. Looking like we're going to use Tandem Unit here on the Miraidon. Looks like this is going to be a good game. Looking like we are not going to get donked turn 1. We are going to play out a real game of Pokemon, which is the best kinds of games to commentate, especially when they are best of 1 games. Looking like Miraidon's going to grab the one of Mareep, because again, this is the Peony build. There's a 1-1 Flaffy line instead of a 2-2 Flaffy line. They're grabbing the Raichu. Raichu being very, very good into the Goodra matchup. Raichu can just one-shot Goodra. Even through its damage reduction, Raichu can still one-shot Goodra, which is very, very scary. It is there. So, we'll see what they can brew up next. This list looks pretty bog standard to me. I think it'll make sense if they just go for the Peony right now, for the, if they even have Peony in hand. It doesn't look like they do, so could be an attachment for turn. I can't tell if that's a generator in the hand or not. Gonna discard a Lightning Energy and another Lightning Energy. Interesting. There was a Lost Vacuum in the hand, probably would have discarded that. It's getting discarded at the end of the turn anyway through Squawk and Seize, and if you don't find a Peony in that hand, then, you know, you're probably not turboing it up anyway, so, Lost Zone Goodra player, let's see what, list they got here, and what stadiums might be potentially terrifying. Looking like the only stadium that they run is Beach Court. Looking like we're grabbing the Mew EX off that. Off the generator, do we find any energies? Looks like a whiff from the first generator. That is not a good look for Turbo Miraidon here. Now the Squawk and Seize needs to find Peony or Double Generator attached for turn, and a Beach Court even, or some kind of switch card, to be able to get 2 prizes on this Comfy. But yeah, looking like the Turbo Miraidon build kind of showing its weakness here, because it can whiff, and it just did. We're going to Generator again. We find 1 energy off this Generator, and it's going on to the Iron Hands. I think there's a world where you actually throw it on the Raichu instead, just because we can see that Raichu one-shot a Guja V-Star. But if you do attach it to the Raichu, there is a chance that Guja player could go boss KO. So we'll just have to see what the Guja player can cook up here. Looking at their deck list right now. They do run 2 boss. No counter catcher, but 2 boss, and that could spell disaster for this Miraidon player. Guja can just do a raw 200 damage onto that Raichu without the charm, so we'll see. We generated and we hit 2, so let's see where these 2 energies go. But surely onto the Iron Hands here, because we can still arm press for 160. It's just, do we want to arm press for 160? I feel like getting ahead in prizes right now is pretty important, and limiting the Awesome player to 1 Comfy and maybe whatever draw they get off of a Rating Greninja would be pretty good here. You also force the Awesome player to want to have a Chorus in the hand, so yeah, let's see what else the Miraidon player can do here. Looks like their hand is pretty stacked. They got an energy in the hand. If no Beach Court, you just attach Retreat and then go Arm Press for 160 onto the Comfy, take the first prize. And then you're pretty ahead. You want to force the Awesome player again to have Chorus's Experiment and to have things like maybe something like a Nest Ball for another Comfy. So looks like it will be an Arm Press for... Oh, looking like we're going to use Boss's Orders on the Radiant Greninja and then KO with Arm Press. We're going to Flower Select here. Probably digging for that Chorus's Experiment, looking like the Guja player's hand is not very strong right now. Giving up a Metal Energy for presumably the Lost Vacuum here. There was a world where we don't even need the Mirage Gates, even though they do play 4. You could just Melody, find a thing, attach Return, Escape Rope, and evolve into the Guja V-Star all in 1 turn. So we could be seeing Guja V-Star come out here, and it looks like we are. So we just gotta see if there is a way to retreat out that Comfy. They are trying to think, though. It looks like they have a switch in the hand, and they could... Looks like they're going to try to Ultra Ball away Beach Court and Manaphy. Makes a lot of sense. You don't want to give your opponent the Beach Court, even though that Iron Hands needs... Yeah, that Iron Hands has all the energies they need to retreat. Remember, the Mew here is very interesting. Could have been another Guja V-Star, but grabbing the Mew here seems very interesting to me. There is a world where you can copy something like a Miraidon's Photon Blaster to KO Miraidon, or you could also copy Amp You Very Much onto a damaged Iron Hands. That could be a play here. You could go Gudra attack into Iron Hands. It has 30 HP left. You could start Mirage Gating onto the Mew EX. Looking like the Guja V-Star was already in hand, which is why they didn't need to grab it off the Ultra Ball. Very strong board state so far. Looking like Mew EX could be a potential way to take 3 prizes later in the game if we just hold on to that Boss's Orders. Very exciting game so far. Looking like we're going for the 4th generator. Let's see if we hit it here. If they do hit it, they hit 1, and it looks like it's going on the Miraidon instead of the Raichu. They're thinking about it, but looking like it's going on the Miraidon. Raichu would have needed, let's see, 6 energies this game, and all 4 generators, if I'm not mistaken, have been used up. So might be a tough game to climb back from the Miraidon player. Amp you very much, only doing 40 damage this turn because of Guja V-Star's Rolling Iron. If the Guja V-Star player can get up to 7 in the Lost Zone next turn, which they might be able to do if they hit a escape rope or a switch. They do play 3 switch and 3 escape rope, so could be seeing some spicy plays, and then maybe hitting the Iron Hands for an Amp You Very Much itself. Very scary for the Miraidon player to have potentially 3 prizes on board. Looking like the Miraidon player is having some camera issues. Looks like they are back though. That is... I don't believe that is the correct amount of damage, but it could... Oh, they're using arm press. That's correct, yep. Arm press does 160 and 160 minus 80 is indeed 9. No, it's not, it's 70. Using the Guja V-Star powers, V-Star ability to completely heal, and the Gust on the Raichu to KO. Absolutely massive KO on the Raichu, no longer an issue. Though, now we might be seeing problems for the Guja player later on, because there is only one Guja established. Could be seeing a Gust on the Guja on the bench to stall. Might have to wait and see. Looking like some more technical difficulties here. Oh, and they are back. We're pushing the Squawk ability, it looks like. Oh, maybe changing our minds. I probably would have pushed the Mew EX, but, you know, Fear Retreat, but that is fine. It's gonna be pretty tough for the Miraidon player to catch back up here, considering the Guja player just rolling ironed again to KO Raichu. Looking like a Raihan play here. Attaching on to the Iron Hands. Could be looking for Escape Rope. Let's see what they do here. Grabbed a card. We'll see what that card is eventually, surely. Looks like a boss's orders. So we're going to switch into the Iron Hands. Cannot play boss's orders because they Raihan this turn. So they're gonna have to put that boss's orders back in their hands. Could be arm pressing for another. Yep, arm press for 80 is correct. And then it's a pass of the turn. I would really like to see a... Gust KO on Mew is pretty good. I would have liked to see the Lost Zone get powered up a little bit more, just so we can see the Amp You Very Much copy onto the Iron Hands for 3, but that's okay. Straightforward match. Just pushing and then attacking. Here, as the Miraidon player, you probably just push Flaffy, because You just need to buy yourself some time, and even then, I don't think there's any way you can take 5 prizes in this position. It is very, very difficult, especially if you don't have an Iono. Like, off the Raihan should have probably been an Iono for this turn. Grabbing the boss being a misplay just because they thought they could use boss's orders, but they forgot that they just played a Raihan to attach onto Miraidon. Or to attach onto Iron Hands, so... Looking like a W for Gudra here, unless we see the Gudra stall, which I did say earlier, only one Gudra established might be bad. We could be seeing a short comeback here. A Motivate from Squawkabilly, though a switch card is all that is needed. Do they have 7 in the Lost Zone? Can they Mirage Gate without 7 in the Lost Zone? I would have to check here. Yo, do you have 7 in the Lost Zone to Mirage Gate? It looks like they did not. So, just wanted to check in there with the gamers here. Looking like not establishing your Lost Zone is going to be a little punishing. But they do have the Corsus Experiment in hand, which could find them the game-winning switch. So all they need is a switch or an escape rope. Escape rope they would probably just push up Miraidon, but they just need the switch here. They don't need a second Gudra. And it looks like they're putting away a water energy. Makes a lot of sense there. Oh, they just have the switch in hand. Oh, they're just slow rolling, bro. They had the switch in hand, they promote the Gudra, and they can Rolling Iron for the last 2 prizes. And that looks like a W to Lost Zone Gudra, and the fist bump from our players there. Fantastic match. Looking like Iron Hands missed that 4th energy to get 2 prizes off the Comfy initially. Was a little stifling for the Miraidon player. But congratulations to our Gudra player, being a 2-0 right now. That's what I like to see, these off-meta lists being 2-0. Incredible. Good job. Looking like Cloth has defeated the Palkia player, and the Goldango has beaten a Cloth. So, let's see. Looking like the 2-0ers are going to be Gudra versus Cloth again. And we're going to figure out who is going to get paired up with Miraidon and Palkia. And who gets paired up with Goldango. Very interesting match. That was a fantastic match to cast. Alrighty. Looking like we're just waiting on one more game to complete. Got 11 minutes left. What's good? What gaming? What is good? We just casted the Miraidon versus Lost Zone Gudra match. Lost Zone Gudra did take the W over Turbo Miraidon with Peony. That was a very, very fun match to cast. Now we are just waiting on the rest of our players to finish up here. It looks like 3 of the 4 matches are complete, but there are still 11 minutes left in the round. So we'll see what our other players are going to face next. So for now, we're just gonna chill, take a short intermission while our players finish up their match here. But here are the current standings. Let me swap over to the watch party scene here. We currently have Cloth at 2-0, Lawson Gudra at 2-0, we got Palkia and Kirim at 1-1, we got Miraidon at 1-1. We are trying to figure out Lugia and Iron Valiant with Urshifu. Then we got Cloth at 0-2 and Goldango with Palkia at 1-1. Got 9.5 minutes left in the round. Let's go check in on our Urshifu player here. Looking like a pretty good game for the Iron Valiant player here. Holy smokes, I was expecting this to be a tough matchup for Urshifu Iron Valiant, but it's looking like a very, very close match. All they need left is 3 prize cards. We could be seeing that off the Iron Hands. Looks like this match is probably going to be a full match here. So we're in for a ride. We are in for a ride. Oh, we could be seeing a knockout here on the Urshifu if we can find 2 more energies. No, if we can find 1 more energy even, right? Zard takes 5 energies, but it's 1 less per prize card your opponent has taken. If they've taken 3, they just need 1 more energy. So, Primal Turbo a gift energy onto the Zard makes a lot of sense. Your hand's kind of small right now, so... looking like Lugia also has a research in the hand, and you probably just don't want to play the research at this point. I think you just want to let the gift energy do its work. So, losing out on Urshifu here could be a major misstep and a way for Lugia to get back in this. Though that Starmie V... Alright, Lugia is taking 3 prize cards here. Looks like we're pushing the Starmie. gonna play a nest ball. Not quite sure what you search out here with the nest ball, but Metacham seems to make a lot of sense here. I totally forgot that was a card in this game. So, Metacham, there is 20 damage left on the Zard. We could be seeing a Metacham play here. We are checking our discard here for all the Rapid Strike energies that they've used up, looking like 3 out of the 4. Could be potentially game-changing here. Let me just double-check this list, see if they run 4. They do. We're going to Pokestop away Town Store. And Ultra Ball, get to keep that one at least. And Trekking Shoes. Trekking Shoes might be able to dig for that Rapid Strike energy. Do not want the Urshifu VMAX, and we're going to draw into a VIP pass. Unfortunate, bro. That's so unfortunate. What is the song title? Song title currently is... So we're at 1 hour and 3 in the playlist. It'll be Your Name Please from Earthbound. Let me post that in the Twitch chat here. There's that. Looking like we're not going for the Metacham play after all. We're just gonna go into Iron Valiant and ping some damage onto the Zard. Looking like an escape rope is being played right now. Roping into the Mew makes a lot of sense. You want that free retreater. And then we probably just push Mimikyu. Pushing Mimikyu forces the Lugia player to attack with the Archeops or Snorlax if they can find a Snorlax here. They said, here's all water energy if you need it. We love the sense of humor players have. Now we are running low on time. There is 1 minute left. So they do have to play pretty quickly here. Looks like it's a heads on the Capturing Aroma. For a Lugia V-Star. "15 seconds left in the round. Could be going to turns here shortly. I will have to notify them that we are going to turns in a little bit here. Time has been called. Start to go to turns, please. Alright. Call time, looking like we're using Pokestop. Alright, if we hit Lumineon here, we could be seeing a Gust KO on something. So unfortunately, no Lumineon here. If Lugia can find this Lumineon and then Gust KO something like a Medicham, they will be ahead in prizes in time, which means they just win the game. So... And they failed. They have one more turn, though. They have one more turn to figure out whether they can win this or not with the Mesagoza. Looks like we're going to use the Archeops to try to put some energies into play here. Onto Iron Hands. Looking like we're going for the Iron Hands play onto the Starmie or the Squawkabilly for a game, which can happen. They just need to draw into the boss, which, just gotta give it some time, I guess. Let's see if they hit it. We're gonna move into the Chops and KO this Mimikyu so that it is no longer a nuisance. And that does set up a checkmate situation where if, you know... Yep, that KOs the Mimikyu. Be turn 1 for our Inteleon player here. Looking like our Iron Valiant player is going to need quite a bit. I think the only reasonable play here is to retreat into Iron Valiant, pay a couple damage onto the Lugia, and then hope that they just don't find boss. Attacking bits should probably just go on Lugia. Yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah, this is the only reasonable play, just pushing the Iron Valiant here. But the top deck boss for Starmie, and then we retreat into the Iron Hands, and that is GG's. For 3 prizes. Amp you very much on stream. GG's to our players here. Alright, back to the Discord so that I can pair rounds once more. Alright, let's pair round 3 up. We're going to pair the next round. And there we go. Let's see what our rounds are. Looking like, as I predicted, it is going to be... Switch over to this. It's going to be Cloth versus Lossongudra, Miraidon versus Palkia, which I would like to see this matchup, actually. I'm very interested. Miraidon might seem like a bad matchup, but Miraidon can brick here with the turbo. I want to see some Palkia action, though, so we'll be doing that stream match. We got Goldango versus the Lugia player, and we got Cloth versus Iron Valiant and Rapid Strike Urshifu. Though this shouldn't be 0-1-1. This should be 1-1 here, and this should be 0-2. So I'm going to remedy that at some point. The pairing should have not changed, so these should still be the pairings even after the mishap here, but that's okay. Unless they agree to ID, which, I mean, I could have missed that too, but anyway. Let's get into the next stream match. We're going to stream Miraidon versus Ice Rider. No, not Ice Rider. Palkia and Kyurem VMAX. Let's get into it. Our players are shuffling up here. Palkia player over there with the real neat Rika V-Star marker. Alright, round 3, Palkia Kyurem versus Miraidon. Let's see what Miraidon can do here, and let's see if Palkia can pull out a W. Looking like Palkia did have to mulligan. Palkia starting with the Lumineon, you kind of hate to see it. Well, Palkia is going first, and the little cat main appearance there, that's real adorable from our player. Looking like we're gonna Nest Ball. Not quite sure what the hand is looking like, but we probably Nest Ball for Palkia, try to get ahead. Or if the hand has a Radiant Greninja in it, or if the hand has Water Energy in it, we might Nest Ball for the Radiant Greninja here. Concealed cards, try to thin the deck out a little bit more. Doing a little bit of prize checking and shuffling up a little bit here. There we go. Looking like a Concealed Cards is incoming here. Yep, discard 2, draw 2. Can't quite make out what's in the Palkia player's hand here. We're definitely going to be needing the Kyurem this game. But if they don't have anything, this might be pretty bad. Looking like a pass of the turn here, but to be honest, the Miraidon player does not have much going on either. They've got a Flaffy, they've got a Lumineon, they've got Raihan, some energies, so it's not particularly great. We could be seeing a Lumineon for Peony here. Peony might be able to find Nest Ball and Electric Generator. Or Battle VIP Pass and Generator. But looking like a much slower game for our Miraidon player here. Though there are some easy targets for our Palkia player to maybe make a comeback here. Will be a certainly interesting match for sure. Looking like they're about to play the Peony. If they're grabbing that Peony here. Big dude problem at table. Alright, let me see. looking like we have an issue with our round pairings here, because I did think it was quite strange that it said our Lugia player was 0-1-1. Let's see if I can override that, but it doesn't... I don't think I will be able to. Let me see. Am I able to edit their... Cancel that. I don't think I can edit their record, which is supremely unfortunate. I don't think I can edit the records of some people, so let me figure this out here. Edit tournament. No, that's editing the tournament itself. The schedule. Participants. I'm unfortunately not able to... Yeah, I'm not able to edit their record, so that is unfortunate. They would have been 1-1 anyway, so I'll just reset the match here and see if I can give them some extra time in the round. Let's see here, edit tournament. I wonder if I can edit a particular person's time here. Doesn't look like I will be able to either. Could edit the schedule, increase the time a little bit. We did lose 10 minutes there due to a thing. We're going to clear the request. Let them play it out. And we're going to update the phase schedule. Confirm. Let's see here. Got a little bit of troubleshooting. Anyway, that being resolved, let's get back to casting here. Back to our dashboard. Tournaments. Alright. I will need to go into their game here and tell them to update the Okay, cool. Let's see here. Looking like the Miraidon player missed a lot. Man, I wish I could have casted this match. It's unfortunate. Anyway, let's see what our Palkia player can do here. Looks like they did get a Palkia situated. It's still 6 prizes to 6 prizes. So we didn't miss any KOs or anything, but it doesn't look like our Miraidon player has much going on. Miraidon player's thinking quite a bit. There are no energies in discard pile, so Motivate is not particularly going to do anything. They could just pass here. It wouldn't look very good. They could. You can thin the deck out a little bit. I don't think there's much for this Miraidon player to do, though, unfortunately. So they're kind of stuck, which tells me that in the time that I was trying to troubleshoot an error, the 10 minutes that I was using the troubleshooting error, this game didn't really get too far, so now we can actually cast this match. So let's see what's going on here. Looking like a pass of the turn, and we found a Qian Pao, which is absolutely massive. Star Portal has not been used yet, as shown by the V-Star marker not being flipped over. But it looks like we are going for the V-Star, though. Looking like Kyurem's going in for some action here. We got Kyurem VMAX in play. Let's see if they have the switch option here. The switch option should be switching back into Palkia, unless it's an escape rope. If we do see the cross switchers, which we do, we could be seeing cross switchers into Iron Hand here, and this is going to be massive. Big KO with the Kyurem. Kyurem absolutely going to need to discard all of the energies to KO this Iron Hands here, but Kyurem will be taking the KO here on the Iron Hands, leaving little to no energy in play. We're going to promote the Mew here. Palkia's next challenge is to take out the Miraidon, though, so we're going to need to see a Cross Switchers play on the Miraidon or an Escape Rope Boss play on Miraidon or something like that to get that Miraidon out of play, because there is a world where you just go Motivate onto Miraidon and call it a day, because you can make a comeback here if we don't see any energies being attached this turn on the Palkia player's side. We do like the aggressive play, but this aggressive play might actually end up costing them. Because the Miraidon player does have options now. It does have the Motivate option, which, you know, going down 2 prizes is fine as long as you can start taking KOs on their main attackers. Melanie might still be on the board for the Palkia players, so we could see a Melanie attach return onto Kyurem, and then we could also see that switch just to protect the Kyurem a little bit for the end game 270. But Kyurem going to be a key piece in this matchup here. We're gonna need to see something like Escape Rope, force them to move a Palkia up, or force them to move a Qianpao up even to find an energy so that you can conceal the cards next turn. But it looks like it's just going to be the Peony here. But we are shuffling up, so I don't know what else is left in the deck for the Miraidon player, but could be Peony here. I like the idea of using Escape Rope to make them push for, like, push a Radiant Greninja up. Pushing Palkia up here isn't bad either, because then you can also go for something like a KO next turn, because Palkia is not going to want to KO something if you push the Squawk ability, use Motivate, put 2 energies on Miraidon, and then Flaffy onto it. Like, it'll put the Palkia player in a very tricky situation if you use the Escape Rope there, if they push Palkia. So pushing, you know, something like a Qianpao might have been okay for the Palkia player. Pushing something like Radiant Greninja might have been a play, but like playing Escape Rope there would have been really, really good for the Miraidon player, so I don't know why they didn't play Escape Rope there, but they should have. Escape Rope and then into the Peony would have done it for them. But now that they didn't do that, we might be seeing some misplay here. Electric Generator. Does it hit any energies? It looks like it did hit 1. But 1 is not enough. We could be seeing a Raikou play here, though. Could be seeing a Dynamotor onto Raikou attach return. Raikou is doing, what is that? Times 20 plus... Let's do a little bit of math here. What's Raikou doing? Raikou would be doing 24 each bench. There are 8 bench Pokemon in play in total, so it would be doing 180 damage here onto the Kyurem, which is not great. Real scary. Looks like we're going to also hit him with a restart. Moving into the Raikou here. Gonna Fleet Foot as well. We still have the attachment for turn. I think we attach onto Miraidon here. I think a potential play we could also see here is Dynamotor onto a Mew for the future. We could boss up Qianpao and take the KO with Qianpao with 4 energies off the Mew, copying Qianpao's attack. Looking like 180 damage to me and a pass of the turn. Playing Irida. Irida's really good here, could find them the switch option, but looks like they're grabbing Earthen Vessel, interestingly enough, and a Palkia with a Collapsed Stadium in play, looking like we're just thinning out the Palkia out of the deck, as far as I'm concerned. Lost Vacuum. The Collapsed Stadium. Interesting. I would have liked to see a Lost Vacuum on the Bravery Charm, actually. Just because it is going to be quite tough for anything to take a KO on a 270 Miraidon without the... Yeah, even if the benches are full, Palkia is doing a maximum of 260 damage. So I would have really liked to see a Lost Vacuum on the Miraidon there. Looking like we're also throwing away a Spiritomb for 2 water energy. Looks fine to me. We can probably concealed cards here, draw an extra 2 more cards. An attachment for turn onto the Palkia makes a lot of sense here. Want to start establishing a second Palkia V-Star here. If we're going to want to take a KO on the Raikou and then following up with the Squawkabilly or the Mew EX. I'm going to switch into the Palkia V-Star here, taking an easy KO on the Raikou V. This seems like a fine play just because I don't see Miraidon being able to take that extra turn to power up another attacker. They're going to need to push the Squawkabilly here to use Motivate. So looking like Miraidon's feeling a little behind, but Palkia's not that much further ahead, so we can see a come from behind victory here. We're gonna need to push that Miraidon at the end of this turn. We cannot see this Mew EX in the active. You're gonna need to attach for turn, and then Flaffy Dynamotor onto Miraidon, and then also push that Miraidon at 270. But even then, like, you might just be a little too far behind now, because they still have 6 prizes to take, while Palkia only needs 2 more prizes. I'd like to see an attachment for turn onto the Miraidon, but going for the Mew here could be eyeing up a potential Chien Pao play. Though you gotta push the Miraidon, because if you push Mew, you just get KO'd next turn, because Mew cannot KO this Palkia. And yeah, powering up the Mew seems a little odd now that I talk about it out loud, right? So I really would have liked to see a attachment onto Miraidon, Dynamotor onto Miraidon, and then pushing Miraidon past, holding that lightning energy. Finding Spiritomb a little strange. Looks like we're going to draw into some more energies here. I believe we restarted there twice on one of the Mew EXs, but that's okay. I don't think Miraidon's going to be winning this anytime soon. They have to push the Miraidon here, otherwise they do just lose. So, again, I think powering up the Mew there was a misplay. You really should have powered up the Miraidon here, just because you would have actually had a chance. But yeah, Mew EX does not KO here, especially with the double turbo taking away 20 damage. So, unfortunately, it does look like it might be a loss. There are 3 lightning energy in the hand there, so. Looks like our players agree that the Palkia did take the W over Miraidon. What a match. What a match. Despite all the technical difficulties at the beginning, it was still a fun match to commentate over. Palkia being able to find the line, especially starting with Lumineon. That was very impressive from our Palkia player there, being able to find a way against Miraidon of all decks. The deck that should, on paper, beat Palkia just lost the Palkia. And I think they lost for a variety of reasons, things like a misplay, things like bricking at the beginning of the game. I think they bricked because although I was solving technical difficulties, it does look like that the Miraidon player just did not have the most stellar hand in the world. It does look like our match has concluded. We're going to hide this real quick, and then we're going to go see who else is playing. Alright, let's see here. Back to the tournament page. We've still got... I guess we're just waiting on one more person. Let me just go check in with them and see what's going on here. Because the last people that are playing are the group that had the technical difficulties. So let's go see what is up with them real quick before I do anything else. Let me talk to them real quick. It looks like they are playing it out, interestingly enough. Looking like a potential comeback might be made here with a Shaman V. Let's take a look at this match real quick here. Here we go. We're looking at Lugia versus Goldango here. I did ask them to play it out, and I will be giving them an additional 10 minutes to play here. So I'm just going to let them know about that real quick. Hey guys, it's me. I just wanted to come in here and say that you guys do have an extra 10 minutes. So although Limitless says that you have 7 minutes to complete the game, so yeah, I just wanted to mention that. So I'll be muting back up again. Could be a potential boss play here onto something like the Shaman or the Mew EX. Got some energies in the hand. All we need to see is a cross switchers or a boss. And looks like boss Mew. And they just need 3 energies to KO, or 4 energies to KO. And that is GG's for the Goldango player. Alright. We'll be starting round 4 here shortly. And I can't wait to see what the round 4 stream match is going to be. I'm actually very excited. I would like to see Palkia versus Goodra. But we'll see how that goes. Palkia has Radiant Greninja plays onto Goodra, and also Palkia might have plays like Kyurem to hit through the Goodra as well. So, alright, time to end the round. And let's pair the final round of the night. Here we go. Looks like someone did get the bye because somebody did end up dropping. But I am going to be streaming Palkia versus Goodra for our final match tonight. Let's see it. Let me see here. Be a little patient as I move over to the stream game here. All right, let's hear players pop off here. Let me switch over to the casting scene, and we are off. Round 3. Or round 4, sorry. Excuse me, round 4. We got Palkia Kyurem versus Lawson Goodra. Let's have a good match. The Palkia Kyurem player did end up getting the up pair here at 2-1, going into a person that is undefeated, 3-0. But we shall see what they can do here. Alright, let our players begin their match. Got that initial fist bump. We love that from our players. Looks like both players are starting Spiritomb. That's real funny. Then we're going to be benching a Manaphy and a Goodra. Benching Manaphy here is incredibly smart. Attaching for turn onto the Goodra and a pass of the turn. We're going to need to see an explosive start here. And looks like we are going to be seeing that explosive start with that Battle VIP Pass off the rip. Battle VIP Pass here should probably grab something like a Palkia and a Radiant Greninja. Especially if the hand is gas and has Irida. Irida can grab something like another Battle VIP Pass to get the board even more established. We're gonna need the Kyurem in this matchup. And we might even need the Chinpao in this matchup too. So, List does run Raihan, and List does run Melanie. So setting up those two big hitters like the Kyurem and the Chinpao should not be a very difficult or tall ask. Though starting the Spiritomb is quite interesting here. Spiritomb isn't particularly going to do anything for the Palkia player, but Spiritomb might be doing a couple things if the Palkia player runs Lumineon. Let's check in here. And it does look like the Palkia player is running Lumineon, so Spiritomb is going to shut down Lumineon. So we're probably not going to see a Lumineon here. It's also interesting to note that the Palkia player does run Canceling Cologne, so we could see cross-switcher plays for cross-switcher Manaphy canceling Cologne into a Radiant Greninja. That is why the Canceling Cologne is in the deck. We can Canceling Cologne Manaphy, keep Manaphy in play, and then KO something like 2 Comfeys taking out their draw engine. Could be a very strong play later in the game. Looks like we're going to discard Irida with Earthen Vessel to grab 2 basic water energies. I would have preferred if that Earthen Vessel discarded something else, because Irida next turn can grab you something like the Switch, the Cross Switchers, the Palkia V-Star for sure, unless they just already have it in hand. We can't see their hand, so can't quite tell, but they should have a pretty gas hand if they're discarding discarding Irida for the Earthen Vessel. Let's see what they'll brew up here. Looking like a pass of the turn after an attachment onto the Palkia. The Lost and Goodra player did play Korras. We could be seeing some good things here. Looks like they found some Battle VIP passes though, so that's an easy decide there. Getting rid of the Battle VIP pass, as it is their second turn. I feel like at this point, Nespal is a little iffy there. Nespal could grab your second Comfey. Probably want that second Comfey actually. Yeah, Nespal is probably pretty important. I would not be mad at giving up the Mew EX or an Energy even, because you're going to need that Nespal to sort of step through your board state again, so looking like a Goodra V-Star or a Metal Energy. I think giving up the Goodra V-Star makes a little bit of sense here. Looking like there's a Goodra V-Star in the hand. You could evolve from the Goodra this turn, or you could hold it. No Radiant Greninja looks like, but it looks like a pass of the turn because they did attach and retreat into the Comfey. I would love to see a KO on this Comfey. Looks like we're going to Melanie onto the Palkia V. A great play there. And we do see the Palkia V-Star shining out from the corner there, and it looks like it will be played. Do we have the Cross Switchers or the Switch play, though? We'll see if they have Switch in hand to switch out that Spiritomb. We could also see an attachment for turn and retreat because they have not attached for turn yet. Palkia has a lot of very strong plays right now, especially KOing that Comfey. KOing the lone Comfey would be very, very good here. Looks like concealed cards for 2. find a Mew EX, considering benching it, and it looks like they will bench it. Mew EX being able to copy the Rolling Iron is very interesting to me. Very, very interesting indeed. So that could be a play that our Palkia player goes for, is the... you can just continue attaching for a turn onto the thing, and then copy Rolling Iron. But it looks like we're just going to go into Palkia here. Palkia can take the KO on this Goodra, and now the Goodra player is severely behind now, needing to establish a second Goodra, which is why saving that Nest Ball probably would have resolved this issue. So, also owning that Nest Ball earlier when it could have been an energy, I probably should have banned the energy instead of the Nest Ball. So Nest Ball could have grabbed you a second Goodra here, and like I said, so yeah, this is looking pretty tough for the Goodra player now. Looking like 4 in the Lost Zone here. We're gonna see an Iono. Iono makes a lot of sense here as well. Iono down to 4 for our Palkia player and 6 for our Goodra player. We are going to want to see some Comfeys and some Goodras here. Even seeing a Chorus would be really good for next turn, so... We do see the Goodra. We see about a VIP pass, missed a couple other cards. It looks like 2 VIP passes. And maybe... another Comfey? Yep, looks like another Comfey. Benching the Mew here is a little scary though, because now they could have the cross-switcher play again. Cross-switcher up the Goodra player, or the Goodra, and then promoting Mew EX as the Palkia player, retreating away back into Palkia for the KO. That could be a very, very strong play here, but a Palkia player is playing fast, and they are going fast, so... Let's see, looking like Earthen Vessel grabbing 2 energies here. Could be an attachment for turn, and then concealed cards here. I didn't think I saw concealed cards. That tap on the Greninja was from last turn, so let's see what they can do here. Oh, here comes the Kyurem. Kyurem here could be huge, because Kyurem does exactly 270 damage with 3 energies attached to it. That is exactly the amount of HP that the Goodra V has. Could be very, very good option late game if you can find a way to switch out the Goodra V and then also gust it back up. So something like an Escape Rope Cross-Switchers play could be a very good play if you can promote the Kyurem as well. So we'll see if they can string together these attacks, but it looks like it's just going to be a subspace swell onto the Comfey here. Back to the Goodra player's turn. Looking like some tough options here, not quite making out what it is. Looking like an Ultra Ball here. We got 5 in the Lost Zone. Need 2 more to Mirage Gate to be active, and it looks like they got the Chorus, so Mirage Gate will be active this turn. Let's see if they can hit the Goodra V. The Goodra V does need quite a bit to make a comeback in this matchup. Using Chorus here means that they cannot use Boss's Orders on the Mew EX to take an easy KO. So they do have Boss in turn for next game though, or for next turn though. So let's see what our Goodra player can whip up here. Looking like a Zamazenta. Could be a Mirage Gate onto Zamazenta. I would like to see the Zamazenta here come into play. What are those energies going on though? Would like to see those get attached first before shuffling, but it does look like they are getting attached to the Zam. We're going to retreat into Zamazenta. We do like to see that. Interestingly enough, I thought they had the Goodra V-Star in hand, which is why I was a little confused as to why they didn't go the Goodra V-Star route, but Zamazenta here puts them... It gives them an option to KO the Kyurem VMAX later on as well, so seeing Zamazenta here early, kind of strange, but they do also just need to get damage on board. So looking like a 220 hit onto the Palkia here. Passing back to the Palkia, let's see what they can do here. Draw for turn, and have some options here. Subspace Swell is still live, but we are going to want to see another Palkia V-Star here soon if they don't get it this turn, because this Palkia probably going down. But it looks like we do get the second Palkia V-Star. Not quite sure what's in the hand, but it looks like we're going for the Subspace Swell. Could just be 2 energies in there, though. Oh, they taking it back, or asking if they can take it back. Probably should have checked their discard first before using Subspace Swell, or before using Star Portal here. They're gonna Radiant Greninja first, draw 2. And now it looks like they might be considering the Subspace Swell. Got the Kyurem VMAX. I don't know if I would have played it this turn because that Zamazenta could be coming back. There may be a Super Rod in the Guja players list here. Let me double check. Looks like no Super Rod, so if they do knock out this Zamazenta, could be game over for Guja, honestly. Finding a way to knock out and get 6 prizes without the Zamazenta, that might be pretty tricky. Zamazenta should have definitely been saved for later to take 3 prizes on the Kyurem. Ultra Balling away 2 Battle VIP passes, surely to find the Guja V-Star. Guja V-Star is going to need quite a bit to make a comeback here. Still needing 6 prizes while Palkia's at 2. Palkia's very well established right now with another Palkia V-Star on the bench and a Kyurem. So they are feeling good. Looking like a Raihan here. Raihan should be able to find them an Attachment for turn and a Mirage Gate if their energy's in the deck. Looks like there are enough energies in the deck. They are just going to need something like a Mirage Gate. Oh, actually, yep, there is a Steel and a Water type. So they just need a Mirage Gate here to power up that Kudra. Excuse me. Look like a Defiance Band here. A Defiance Band grab here is very interesting. It really should have been the Mirage Gate, because now they just can't attack. It looks like a pass for turn. If our Palkia player has the Cross Switcher play, we might just be seeing game here. Cross Switchers up the Guja V-Star and promote Kyurem will win them the game. So not grabbing Mirage Gate off of the Raihan is quite devastating. So it could be because Mirage Gate is prized, or they've just burned through all their Mirage Gates, but looking like a potential win here for our Palkia player, but let's see what our Guja player can do here. Got that Defiance Band on there. Defiance Band not going to be doing too much here, because everything can tank a hit, so you can boss up Mew, you can boss up Kyurem, you can boss up anything. Like, it's really going to be quite difficult. Looking like we're taking a KO on a Mew here. Here as the Palkia player, I'd probably promote the Palkia that is damaged. You can just win off the escape rope here, so I do want to see an escape rope play, but pushing Kyurem in instead. Escape rope does win them the game. So if we find Irida for escape rope will be a W for the Palkia player. Looks like they're checking their discard pile here, making sure that they haven't burned through all of their escape ropes yet, and they do run 2 escape ropes, so they should still have them in the deck. Let's see if they can get there, though. Okay, we're going to use Glaciated World to discard a counter catcher. Not going to be needing that, to be honest, so I'm thinning that out of the deck. Not too bad, honestly. Countercatcher probably was hoping to glaciate a world into an energy there, attach return for 300, minus 80 for 220, but looking like we might just be doing the 270 minus 80 for 190 here. Not a fan of that play, to be honest. It really should have been a dig for the escape rope if they could have done that. Because now the Guja player can just use their V-Star power to heal off all their damage. And they just did, so being punished for burning all that energy might be a little tough for the Palkia player to climb back now. Guja is going to be able to tank all these hits. But once again, Palkia does have the win condition of escape rope or cross switchers in play. A boss on the non-damaged Palkia is very smart here. Trying not to get too ahead in prizes. That sets up 2 easy KOs for 4. And I do quite like that. Especially now that the Zamazenta is gone, they cannot go Zamazenta into Kyurem for 3 and then KO something like a Spiritomb for game. So KOing 2 Palkias instead is going to be definitely the easier route here. So I'm okay with this. I think taking the prizes is probably more important here, because it would have taken 2 turns anyway. But yeah, damage on the Palkia is probably fine. Looking like 230 there. Benching a Palkia. Palkia just needs an escape rope to win here. Looking like a collapsed stadium. Or... oh, we've seen a lost vacuum play on the Defiance band. Benching that Palkia could have been a massive misplay here. Just because, we could have seen the Gust KO on the Palkia with Defiance Band, but now that Defiance Band is no longer in play, it won't be too much of an issue. And their deck is only running 1 Defiance Band, so we should be good here for the Palkia player, though I'm not seeing the escape rope for game, so... looks like Guja might still be in it. There are 9 Pokemon in play. That's 180 plus 60 is 250, minus 80 is 170, I believe is what the math equates to. $160. No, I believe it should be 170, but we'll see here. Looks like 2 Comfies are going to the Lost Zone. I don't think it's going to matter too much, because even if Guja takes the KO here, they will get knocked out next turn. Unless that V-Guard might actually end up mattering. Playing escape rope here, you probably just push the Palkia. For Comfy. Interesting Comfy promotion. I don't know what they're digging for. Because there isn't anything particularly here that can save you the game. I feel like V-Guard Energy was just a little too late. V-Guard Energy would have been much more useful earlier in the game, but we just got the V-Guard Energy. I guess they're trying to dig for Roxanne, but I mean, they played the Chorus's Experiment this turn, so no Roxanne here. Looking like a Beach Court retreat into the Gudra again. Gudra can take that KO on the Palkia. V-Guard Energy, minus 30. isn't going to matter too much because 160 still KOs with 130 damage on it. The Gudra's going to have... Oh, actually... Yeah. We might be seeing a game here from our Palkia player. We'll see. Palkia does 20 more damage per Pokemon on the bench. Looks like Boss for Game will do it as well. So, looks like Palkia won the game against Awesome Gudra, which I thought was going to be a pretty close matchup with Gudra being slightly favored, but, I mean, man, what a game. What a game to cast. A couple of misplays here and there from both players, but in the end, looks like Palkia did end up getting the W. What a game. Wow. That was actually very entertaining to watch. And very, very entertaining to cast as well. Lots of cool lines that either player could have taken. The cross-switcher play initially was just setting that Gudra player a little bit too far behind to catch up, especially after they lost onto that nest ball. Not playing around the cross-switcher play KO onto the Gudra was a pretty massive misplay that could have changed the whole game, so yeah, very interesting that that happened, but GG's to our Palkia player here. Gonna take a look at the final standings soon. But I believe we've got one game left here, and that's between Cloth and Miraidon. After that, we are going to take a look at the final standings and see who took the W. But what a very interesting game. Got 10 minutes left in the round. I suppose we can go check up on that round actually, so let's go take a look at it. Let me switch over to our webcam scene here. Looking like Electrode is in the active and a Mew's in the active for Miraidon. Playing an escape rope, making it pretty tricky. Choosing to protect the Brute Bonnet instead, bringing up the Miraidon here. Starting to power up that Raikou on the bench, and it looks like a Photon Blast onto the Sneasler. Draw for turn, looks like Electrode is in play. Doing 200 damage here won't affect Miraidon too much. I believe Miraidon's pretty much got this wrapped up, especially if they can, if they can rope and then escape back into Miraidon or a Raikou even, taking the KO on the Brute Bonnet will pretty much guarantee them the game. So we'll see what Miraidon can do here. But being able to reset that Photon Blaster will absolutely win them the game. Looks like an Iono play though, so we'll see if Iono can help bring back the game for this Cloth player. Cloth drawing up to 4, Miraidon drawing up to 2. Looking like a Peony off the draw from Miraidon. Could be good. I did miss the initial start of this game, so I don't know how many generators they've been through, but we'll see what they can pull off here. looking like a switch cart to heal the 30 onto... switching back into another Electrode V. Could be using Brute Bonnet to poison both Pokemon. And then probably swinging for 100 if they didn't find the Spicy Curry. Looks like it. I believe that should be 110 damage there, just because poison does 1 damage counter. Unless there was already damage on the Miraidon. I don't believe there was, so... interesting move here. Looking like a retreat from the Miraidon to retreat into Raikou. Though I don't believe Raikou is doing enough damage to KO the Miraidon here. We could have seen an attachment return onto the Miraidon and then grabbing a switch card off the Peony. That could have been a play to take the final 2 prize cards, but I'm not sure what resources they've burned, so. Boss's orders on the Brute Bonnet. Actually a pretty decent play here, though I'm not sure if that does KO or not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 120 plus 60. I don't think that was a KO. Oh, yep, it was exactly enough for the KO. 180, just barely enough. Now all Miraidon has to do is attach return onto the Miraidon on the bench, retreat, and then swing for game. No matter what the what the cloth player does here. So it looks all but wrapped up, but who knows? We could see another INO coming in and no energy for the Miraidon player. That could be an out. Looking like a pass. Promoting Miraidon. An attached return and a Photon Blast for game. And that's GG's from our players there. Looking like Miraidon taking the W over the cloth player. With 5 minutes left in the round, they're going to report, and then hopefully we'll have our final standings here shortly. Excellent, they have reported. Let's end the round, and we will end the tournament here. Let's see the tournament page. We're going to see the standings. The final standings were Goodra. Let me move over to watch party here. Final standings were Goodra with first place, Palkia with second place, Goldango with third place, and Miraidon with second place, or with fourth place. Lugia player going at 2, going technically 1 and 2, and then dropping. We did have a mishap there with the reporting. And then same with Airful here, going 1, 2, 1. Cloth going 1, 3. Another Cloth going 2, 2. But yeah, that's it. That is it for my webcam tournament here. So incredible job from all of the players. I'm going to be catching up with them after stream here, but GG's to all of our players, and thank you guys for coming out and participating in this small grassroots webcam tournament. This stream will be archived on YouTube, so you can go back and watch the commentary and maybe kind of skip over the part where I troubleshoot over the Lugia, but yeah, that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me cast this tournament. It was a ton of fun casting, and yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Peace out.